welcome to New Orleans Jazz Museum. Thank you for coming to this space. On behalf of New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, I want to thank you for coming to Down on Their Luck Orchestra. Today's band is a band comprised of park rangers, I will introduce him, and local musicians who have studied New Orleans jazz music. We have a great show for you today, highlighting some standards, and we want to give you a little historical context on the songs that we will perform today. The mission of the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park is to educate, entertain, and enlighten visitors on the rich history and the roots of New Orleans jazz music. So I want you to help me welcome the musicians that we have today. Like I said, this band is comprised of park rangers, so we have on drums, Hunter Miles Davis. And also local musicians. So on bass, we have Noah Young. On piano, we have Sam Cuslin. On tenor saxophone, we have Zaria Sims. And last but not least, the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, we invite interns to learn in our space. And on today, we have Saskia Walker. All right. So the first song, well, before I get to that, we're trying something different. Usually when you go to shows, you usually don't see two vocalists collaborating, but because we're different and because we're a park that wants to highlight and also collaborate all the time, we're going to be singing some songs together. So I'm not sure you're going to find that anywhere else. But the first tune we have is a song called Blue Skies. I believe it's written sometime around the late 30s, early 40s. And a lot of tunes that we play today are called standards, but they were taken from musicals or operas and put into the jazz standard repertoire. Most people think that a lot of standards were just created out of nothing, but sometimes it's good to get inspired and change the chord. So this song is an example of that. So let's start off with the Blue Skies. Blue skies smiling at me. Oh, nothing but blue skies do I see.
Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long.
I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. I'm noticing the days hurrying by when you're in love, my how they fly.
Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but blue skies from now on.
Zaria Sins. Saskia, blue skies, smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see.
Blue birds singing a song. Nothing but blue birds all day long.
I never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. I'm noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my how they fly.
Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on.
All right, I told y'all we have a killing band. I see some visitors from, they visit our park down on 419 Decatur, so I'm glad y'all came in and got the show. Like I said, we like to mix a little bit of historical context with these music programs because we like to educate. And so the next song that we will perform for you is Lullaby of Birdland. I first come to know this song by way of Sarah Vaughan. And it's a great tune in the jazz standard book, so we're going to hopefully do it justice. All right. One, two, three, four. Can I get some more of my vocals, please? Lullaby of Birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh. Never in my birdland could there be ways to reveal in a phrase how I feel.
Have you ever heard two turtle doves bill and coo when they love? That's the kind of magic music we make with our lips when we kiss. There's a weepy old willow,
He really knows how to cry.
that's how I cry on my pillow.
If you should tell me farewell
And goodbye.
Lullaby of Birdland, whisper low. Kiss me sweet, and then we'll go flying high in Birdland, high in the sky, up above. Oh, when we kiss.
of Birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh. Never in my wordland would there be ways to reveal in a phrase how I feel.
Have you ever heard two turtle doves bill and cooing? They love, that's the kind of magic music we make with our lips when we care.
And there's a weepy old willow, he really knows how to cry. That's how I cry in my pillow. If you should tell me farewell and goodbye.
Lullaby of Birdland, whisper low. Kiss me sweet and we'll go flying high in Birdland, high in the sky up above. All because we're in love. That felt really good. We're moving along pretty quickly, so right now I'm going to take the time to talk about this next tune, another Sarah Vaughan song that I really like. Well, I wouldn't say it's a Sarah Vaughan song, but it's one that that she definitely made popular. And a lot of times when we're doing these standards, multiple artists or multiple musicians can play the same song. So Ella Fitzgerald did this song, so a lot of instrumentalists have done this song as well. And also with the song, it's rooted in the blues, and it has that like blues feel. And I think we won't be able to play music without, or pay homage to jazz music without recognizing its influences like the blues and like classical influences, you know. And so with this next tune, it's called Black Coffee. Anyone who wants to comment on the song before we perform it? Any takers? All right, good. All right, so we're gonna take it away. Lonesome. I haven't slept awake. I walk the floor and I watch that door, and in between I drink. It's not black coffee. It's a little stronger. Since the blues caught my eye. Out on Monday, since the blues got me out to dry.
I'm talking to the shadows, 1 o'clock till 4. And oh, how slow the moments go when all I do is pour black coffee. Since the blues caught my eye, I'm hanging out on Monday, my Sunday dreams to dry.
Your fingers right here. A man is born to go loving. Now, a woman's born to weep and fret.
It's not fair. Just stay at home and tend her oven and drown her past regrets in coffee and cigarettes.
nicotine and then not much heart to fight. All I think about is black coffee.
Feeling low as the ground.
It's driving me crazy, this waiting for my baby to maybe come around.
Maybe come around.
A man is born to go. I'm hanging out on Monday since the blues come out. Now, guess what? Let me tell you something. A man is born to go a-loving.
A woman is born to weep and fret.
And stay at home and tend to oven.
And drown her past regrets in coffee and cigarettes.
I'm hanging out on Monday to drink black coffee.
Ooh, yeah.
Black coffee. I'm sipping on more than black coffee. Sometimes it just may be whiskey or bourbon or something else. Black coffee.
Thank you so much.
You know, sometimes when you're doing things, you can get lost in the sauce, and it'd be so fun. Did you get lost in the sauce at any point? I know I did. I was like, where are we? At the B or the A? I don't know. But I sure do know I like black coffee. Not really. I'm a tea drinker. Any tea drinkers in here? All right, good. I feel like I get overshadowed by coffee drinkers. I mean, I work with some people who are great, and they got their latte and cold brewed right early in the morning. I'm like, it's a system, But anyway, that's not the point. Just trying to keep this show moving along. Well, we reached the point in the show where we like to open up the floor to you to ask any type of question. It can be music related or music related. It just has to be music related. And so all these musicians are well qualified to answer any questions that you have. It can be history-based, but yeah, open up the floor. Any takers? Yes, I see someone right there just asked something. I just pointed to someone. No one? No one? Well, all right, so we're going to continue with the questions anyway. I'm going to ask one of these musicians on the bandstand, what is or all of you can answer all at once. But why is it that you continue to pursue jazz, or are there any genres of music that you pursue while learning this genre? And then what's your current state of music right now? So that's like 3 or 4 questions.
You want to give it to Zoria? I see she has an answer.
Okay. Well, I say this all the time. I just play good music, you know? I'm not really into the whole sticking to one genre thing. And I feel like a lot of my contemporaries here in New Orleans feel the same way, you know? We don't just do jazz, we don't just swing or just do funk, you know? So I advise y'all to go out here and find all the good music. Don't just stick to one thing out here.
Any other takers?
I'd say the thing that attracted me to jazz was being around it all the time as a kid. Also, I like the expression that's found in jazz music. There's a lot of improvisation that's found in this music that is maybe not as apparent in other styles of music. Like what we just did in that last song in Black Coffee, there's a section where, I mean, even just the melody, there's improvisation in the melody. There's a written melody where it's supposed to be a certain way, and then there's certain inflections in the way that different people sing it. And I enjoy listening to that, and especially communicating with other people on stage with that. We haven't ever played in this amalgamation before, so this is like our second time maybe playing through these tunes together, and it's neat to see how Noah will approach a bass line, how Hunter will play a 12/8 rhythm. You know, it always sounds different, and I'd say that is what attracts me to jazz.
I'm going to answer your question with a question, does anyone know how to turn the air down in here? Because me and Hunter are very cold back at the back of the stage. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That's great. Oh man, we got time. We got time for one more. Well, we may just have to warm it up with some more music, but not yet. We're gonna warm it up with some more questions, or just statements. What in this journey of incorporating, I guess. I forget. Hunter, you want to say anything? Yeah, please.
So I think Sam hit a really good point with the genre of jazz being very open, being more so free. One of the things he mentioned was nothing is ever played the same, and that's kind of what I learned from one of my earlier teachers. They said, you know, the measures are written for you to basically, you know, understand what's going on, but, you know, you're never supposed to play the same measure, you know, right, one after another. All measures should be different. And if you've ever seen a piece of more so jazz music, they'll have, especially for percussion, they'll just have what is known as a repeat time for multiple measures. You know, you'll just have 64 measures, the same thing being played, or that same basic structure. So you have to find your own creativity and make the music your own, and that's what I pretty much enjoy about this genre. And you know, being able to play those with the musicians that are on stage is always an amazing experience. So yeah.
That's a good point. And I will say, what I appreciate about New Orleans is that we have found a way to hold on to the tradition of traditional jazz music, and also this like era of jazz music. Of course, it's been developed and it's still continuing to be developed in New Orleans and outside of New Orleans into different genres. There's this new wave called Black American music, and it's not just specific to the jazz sound, but we've somehow figured out a way to preserve this rich music and culture through in spaces like here in New Orleans Jazz Museum and other clubs around the town. But we are musicians who are living and growing and trying to do more and expand. We like popular music and all different types. So thank you for sharing this space with us, and now we'll get back to more songs. We'll probably come back to that with more questions. Anyone else has one? If not, we're going to move on with the song and come back to more questions. That's fine? All right, better be.
Think about it.
we're gonna have the jazz police come in and get y'all straight. I'm kidding. As if I'm not wearing a jazz police uniform. All right. The next song is On the Sunny Side of the Street. We're gonna also feature Sam Cusselin as a singer vocalist on this one as well. So this is gonna be fun.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter-pat and that happy tune is your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street.
I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. My rover just crossed over.
If I ever had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street.
coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet on the sunny side of the street.
Can't you hear that bit of bat and that happy tune in your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street.
I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This road has crossed over.
If I ever had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny, on the sunny, on the sunny, sunny, sunny side of the street.
Give it up one more time for Sam Cuslin on the vocals and keys. Wow. I'm amazed at it all the time. All right, well, I think we have time for more questions. Yes, so you had time to think about it, right? Please, anything. Yep, got one in the back.
When you're improvising, is that something that you have a moment in the song where you're going to stop down and improvise, or does it happen more organically? And then also, as far as just musicians like taking their turns, is it just something where someone will take the lead on it, or does that happen organically too?
Does anyone else want to
Great
answer?
question. I want to answer. That's a great question. Well, now I already forgot the first one. Wait, the first one is about how improvisation works, essentially.
Yeah, basically, is there like a moment in the song where you'll stop down and we're going to improvise?
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about jazz is that even though it's all, improvised and free, there is a general structure to it. One of the most common structures is A-A-B-A. And so, 2 verses, bridge, verse, and that's the end of the song. So in that structure, we either, going back to your second question, you just sort of nod to someone like, I finished my solo, now you go. Or you can do it like we just did on this last song, that we did, one A does one person, the other A is another person, B, another person still, and so on, and then the last person takes it out. So there is a general scheme to the way things work, but in that, it's entirely free, because otherwise it would all be super personal and have no, people could have completely different visions, and they do, but they do so in their sort of allotted time. If that makes any sense.
I think to add to that, there is a set form to every song, like she was saying, the AABA, but there's also a set form to how improvisation goes. I said at the beginning of the song, I was going to take a chorus to set up the song. So I had a loose idea of the melody, which is grab your coat and get your hat, leave your worries on the doorstep. That's the melody. And it's played very straight like that when it's written on the page. But I took the opportunity to embellish that melody. So if you think of it as an actor, you have a script. Someone gives you that script, and you might have different inflections for different lines. You say, like, to be or not to be. Someone might say, to be or not to be. There's different ways that you can say it. And then, after you play the melody, that's the beginning of the song, then you have the solo section. And that's where it's a little more open. That's where there's no set melody. You have the chord changes that you riff on. So you think about an improv group. An improv group comes in, you give them an idea. Like, oh, you guys are going to talk about pharmacies today, and that's going to be your joke, right? So we're all riffing on pharmacies. And when I'm done riffing on pharmacies, like, someone else is going to do their own riff on pharmacies. So every single time that you heard an instrument playing, those were all improvised melodies. None of that was pre-rehearsed. And then after everyone's done, I looked around. There was one part of the thing, I'm not sure if you were watching, or if you saw it, I looked at Noah. I think you were soloing, right? And I said, do you want a solo? And you said, yes, I do want a solo. But sometimes they say, I don't want a solo, right? So there's different ways. It's just like a conversation, right? If I'm talking to you and I say something and you don't really want to answer, it's not really socially acceptable for me to just say, give me an answer right now, like, you know. So it's like there's a lot of social interactions. It's very much like conversation. After the solos, the melody happens again, and then there's an ending. So there's always a beginning, a middle, and end. And usually the beginning is a melody, the middle is a solo, and the end is melody again. Hopefully that clears it up for you. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, I learned more about improvisation in this session than I did in school. I'm kidding. No. I learned a lot in school. Learned a whole lot. Definitely. I learned how to drive in school. Learned how to cook in school. Man, school. All right. Any more questions? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, what's your musical education? Like, how did you get started?
Around the board. Just me? Or everyone, right? Okay. Well, I'll start. Education, I started out long before. Like, I would say I started out in church, playing piano, and I still do play piano in church. Then I moved on to like singing more, and then high school did marching band. I played flute and sousaphone, and then on the weekends there was this camp called Jazz and Heritage School of Music. It's right on Rampart, if any locals in the house. And they had a free like class on Saturday, so I would go there and play jazz piano. And then when I got into college, I started studied classical voice for all of my undergraduate years, and now I'm continuing to study voice, but on the jazz side at University of New Orleans, working on my master's. So I'll be another degree girl in 23. Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyone else want to take it?
I also got my start in church, and both my parents are church musicians, so, you know. And then I started playing in the band in middle school, 7th grade, and I've been playing ever since. I just graduated from Loyola with a degree in music, so thank you. And yeah, now I'm a student of the streets, I guess.
I'll go next. I have been in music my whole life. I'm from Rome in Italy, and my parents are both have like multiple bands, and they play around town with. And ever since I was 6 years old, I would, you know, be in the front of the stage right there dancing and like being the little like showgirl in the front of the stage. And whenever they'd clap, I'd be like, they're clapping for me. And so that was probably the real start of having my parents playing and just feeling the energy of the crowd. I'm a real, performance freak. And then I went to music middle school in Italy and music high school in Italy, which I was just telling Sam about. Actually, it's a totally different system, Italian public education, and we choose our schools. They're more delineated in like a classic school, a science-based school, a languages-based school, and there was this music school that was brand new when I was at the age that I needed to go to high school, and you had to audition for it. And I'd been playing classical piano since I was 6 years old, essentially, and dancing and doing all the things. And but I decided, no, I want to do singing. And so I auditioned, got in, and went to this music school, which is sort of similar to the conservatory in high school in Italy. And then now I attend Loyola University doing jazz voice. And yeah, that's me. I came all the way over here because I was like, jazz. I don't want to do opera. I want to do jazz. So that's funny, kind of similar and different to you. But yeah. All right.
Excuse me. I grew up in rural Vermont and started playing music pretty casually. There was some friends of mine. I mean, took music classes in like middle school and high school, but I went to a small school with not like a lot of resources for music. But fortunately, I got linked up with some friends who were very talented and who motivated me, and a few really good music teachers there, and was into music enough to be interested in studying it in college. And I moved to New Orleans in 2010 to go to Loyola to study jazz, and did a little bit of time there, and then went over to University of New Orleans and finished up my degree there.
All right. Got my start in church. I played under the great Melvin Chris Bell Jr. Yeah, that's his family. And I've always been a fan of jazz, named after Miles Davis. So been listening to that ever since I was, well, I'm still basically inside my mom. But I've grown. I'm sorry, I'm so cold up here. But it sounds like I'm sniffling, getting emotional. But yeah, so I played well, and I studied with one of the great pianists now, Sean Mason. He's up in New York. If you ever have a chance to check him out, he's blazing through the jazz scene up there now. But that was my best friend while we were in high school. Still good friends today. But with him, we kind of experienced jazz together and started learning together. And that was a fun experience to kind of get me into some things that I had been exposed to at an earlier setting in my life. And then I finally got into it. High school, did marching band also in college. Went to Hampton University, got a degree in audio production, emphasized in music. And now I'm here with the Great New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, developing as a musician, playing with awesome, talented musicians from all over the city and all over the country, when they come back to the city. So it's a great experience here.
I started piano when I was about 4 and studied classically and enjoyed doing that and still study classically. And then when I was around 9 or 10, my dad's also a musician, so it runs in the family. And one of his bandmates who used to play with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra started giving me piano lessons in jazz, and did that. Studied with Hal Galper, who used to play with Phil Woods, and then came here to Louisiana and went to Loyola, and then also I'm learning from the streets, just like was said earlier. So
That's awesome. So tip for you, if you want to get on a gig like this, study classical first and dump it.
No, I still keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still keep up with it.
Dump it.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Oh no, and also just go to Loyola. I mean, it seems like we're just overcrowded. We got the UNO thing going on, so shout out to UNO. And also shout out to HBCUs. XU in the house, HU, all the U's. Good. Well, how many songs do we have? I don't even know. I got sidetracked with time. We got 2 more songs for you. So we got Summertime. Man, is it hot outside? I mean, shoot. I was thinking about walking over here. That did not happen. But guess what? We're going to play some hot music for you. Zaria, take it away. definitely enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. And so for our last song, we want to share with you a little bit of New Orleans. We played a bunch of standards, and those are great, but I think you came to New Orleans to hear the New Orleans sound. And the one thing about New Orleans music is that it has a great influence from other countries, and specifically Caribbean and South American countries. And so the one thing that's prominent in, I would say, street beat or what is it called? Second line music is this rhythm called bambula, but that rhythm has a parent and it's called clave. And the type of clave that we will be emphasizing in this music today is the 3/2 clave. So I'm going to break it down for you right quick, and I want you to join me in clapping it out, and then we're going to play it for you. The song is called Iko Iko, if you're not familiar with it. All right, but it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Keep breaking it out. And stop. All right, good. So we're going to, and also at the end of the song, we'll probably get a little participation from y'all. So let's kick it off. on bass. Saskia Walker on vocals. Hunter Miles Davis on drums. I'm Jade Perdue. Thank you for coming through. Yes, yes, yes. If you're interested in any more of our programs, please visit nolajazzmuseum.org and mps.gov/jazz. We have programs for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we have a 2 o'clock show over at 419 Decatur at our National Park site. And you can stop by, grab a calendar, and check out our programs. Thank you for coming to Down on Their Luck Orchestra, and see y'all next time. Peace.